What's up, you guys? So today we're actually going to be working on our new twin turbo that we just picked up about a week ago. Take that back, it's only been 5 days. Yeah, we actually picked up this nice 95 twin turbo out of Kentucky. Got a pretty good deal on it, and we're actually going to be doing a couple things to it today. And one thing is our main goal. Let's pull the motor out. And we need to pull the motor out so we can do a reseal, and we actually have a repurpose for it. Before we pull it, we're actually going to do a compression test so we can know the health of this engine. We need to have kind of an idea. Engine's a little warm right now. I let it idle for a little bit. As you've seen, it's pretty smoky. So that's kind of what I'm worried about. I'm hoping it's just turbos, because I've got another set I can put on it that are good. There's no sweat there. But so we need to find out what's going on, and first step obviously is going to be our compression test. If you missed the last video, the motor is going in our slick top. We want to have a nice kind of proper, 400 horse build that just makes all the right noises, does what we want it to do. And the slick top is the perfect candidate, especially since we're finishing up this convertible. It's got a couple minor details we got to work out. Like you can see, just little things. Needs an exhaust. We're actually trading this chassis to have the rear end of our slick top repaired so we can get it back on the road and really drive the thing like we want to. Now that I've talked your ear off for a little bit, let's get started with the video. Pure sadness. First and foremost, we need to pull each of our coil packs out. You don't have to pull all your spark plugs at once. And when we do this, we're actually going to pull our fuel pump fuse, which is this far one here. Definitely can't read it. Usually you can't. So let's grab some Allens and let's pull all of these coil packs out, because this is actually a dress-up kit that's not going to go on with this. We actually have 2 cars with dress-up kits. I think it's time that we take all of our nice fancy parts and we make a nice build, like on the slick top. We'll see what we can pull off. Maybe I'll find an appropriate blue theme build. I do have a lot of leftover blue stuff just from assorted things. I guess it works sometimes, but still, just doesn't hit the spot for me. Another reason I'm setting such low goals for the video, just to, oh, wow. Definitely have to say that's a first. Got some harness repair in our future, I suppose. But we're setting the bar so low this video for a couple reasons. Maybe there's just one main reason. I haven't worked on this. I have no idea how long this has all been put together. Judging by the rust on the car, this thing could be incredibly rusty. And well, if it is, it's not gonna go quickly. So we may have to pick our battles and fight some battles here. Let's grab an appropriate spark plug socket. We actually don't have one, but we just use a 16 mil and then we use a magnet to pull it out. What are the plugs looking like? Man, you know what? Usually I don't just be disrespectful like this. Are you kidding me? Who put Denso spark plugs in this thing? That is disrespectful. Here's the snazzy device that we're using. Some people hate. Honestly, I've had nothing but good results with this thing and nothing that any other fancy, equipment would tell me any different. Maybe I just got a good one. Who knows? So to install this, you'll just find your right fitting, at least for your threads. And you'll want to try to get this thing as straight as possible. It helps to take this off. Then if you can just get it down here where you can hold it at the right angle to at least get the thread started, like that. Give it a tug, it won't come out. Just thread it in, finger tight. Once it stops spinning, that's it. Just leave it right there. Hook up your gauge. Now, when you do a compression test, shut your fuel off. You don't want fuel pumping in here while you're doing this compression test because it will not ignite, and you don't want it to ignite so that way the car does not start. Another way you can go about this is you can actually unplug your crank angle sensor. So we just went ahead and plug that as well. It doesn't matter, we're going to pull it off regardless. A big thing for this is to have a fully charged battery. It was cranking pretty weak. Let's actually take the battery out of our daily and see if we can just plug it in and not have to use a jump pack. I didn't think about that. You definitely want maximum battery efficiency. Old battery out, new battery in. Thank you, Z. Now let's give it a second shot. Fingers crossed. I'm really looking for 120 at the bottom. Pedal to the floor. Fingers crossed. This is a cylinder 1, so typically if anything, cylinder 6 will be your worst. Oh, we're still not looking very good. Man, this is why I don't like getting ahead of myself, especially being hopeful, you know. I don't know. I'm just sitting here like, makes me almost not even want to compression test the rest of it. It's gonna need rebuilt. So all right, well, I may compression test the rest, I may not. We'll be back momentarily. Here's our final one. Not really final, but 5th cylinder. It's about the same as the 1st cylinder, maybe like 5 psi higher. This is only like 105, 110. So far, it's not looking so good. I don't know. I need to find somewhere that can bore these, because I can't find torque plates online for me to be able to machine any of these up to 87.5. I don't know. I don't really know what to do, but engine's coming out regardless, because another one's gonna have to go in. Hopefully turbos and everything are fine. It doesn't smoke on a cold start, so I'm hoping we'll be able to use all that stuff on another motor. Maybe we'll also try to do the same thing over here on the Silver Z. So we need to check its compression, so if we know it's good, that we can definitely use it. Before we go any farther with the twin turbo, we absolutely have to compression test this car. If we don't have a good motor to put in that thing, we're dead in the water. Let's turn that back on. Hopefully everything's not going berserk, and we're just gonna see if it will crank over. If this thing doesn't crank over, then I'm not gonna sit here and diagnose a non-running old parts car just to get it cranked over. Okay, it cranks. Yes, we're solid. Now let's grab the compression tester and we'll check out the compression. And it looks like Brian just pulled up. Now that it cranks over good, we got all our coil packs out. Your balance tube really doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be in place. You know, if you're doing this, you still just open your throttle so you get maximum air being forced into the cylinder. But this is a cold compression test. It's going to be much lower than it would be if it was a warm compression test. If you can, do it when warm. If not, when it's cold, it'll be like 25% lower, I think. Wonder what kind of plugs they use. Oh, already a good sign. NGK. Little sooty. Get her started. Finger tight. Power her up. Now, do we got good compression? What do you guys think? Drop it in the comments below. This car's sat for a couple of years. We'll see. It's got a new style motor. It appears it has an Infinity J30 motor. Oh, I almost forgot. Gotta hit the gas too. Hey, that's looking mighty mint. About 135, almost 140. Let's check the rest of them. Cylinder 3. As I'm sitting here taking this out, that is the most clapped fuel line I've ever seen in my life. Cylinder 5. Cylinder 2. Wow, and actually the typical worst cylinder is somehow the best here. 150, oh, 145. The consensus is in. We can use this motor, we can boost it, and this green car is gonna live on, except I'm gonna take the big L on this motor. It's pretty tragic, I'm pretty upset, but I guess that completely changed the route of this video. We actually need to get this thing up there, so then we can start pulling all this out, because what's it gonna do? Pulling a motor out and sitting it in our barn to take up more space to pull a second motor out, transmission too, and just hog all of our room. Not practical. So let's work smarter this time. I don't know if you can tell by my awkward positioning here. So Brian just came by, which if you guys can't tell, this is our old Z, and he had a couple issues, and we're about to go test one of them. So what was it? It wasn't going into 4th gear, 5th gear, 4th and 5th. So 4th and 5th, it just quit going into gear. What we ended up doing is he actually had no shifter bushings to begin with, but now we've got some bronze shifter bushings and it works as it should. We just snugged up his alternator belt so it quit squeaking on startup, got the oil change, and we bled the clutch just to verify there's no air in the system, so that way the shifts will be as precise and smooth as possible. Clean up the tools, take it for a ride. We just made And what I've discovered is, I don't know, the best way I can explain a Z-Trans is they're notchy. That, like, you can't just shift it like this always. Like, most of the time, I like kind of granny shift. Like, you shift and you just slightly push until it wants to go in gear. So that way you're not forcing it to make a grind. That's kind of what was going on here. Well, it was a mixture of a lot of things with that shifter bushing, definitely. But I was able to help Brian and show him kind of how to shift a little better, or at least a Z-Trans. So now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna maybe adjust the preload on the clutch a little bit, maybe so we can bring it closer to us. So when it's fully maxed out, that, you know, it's actually fully maxed out. So I think what's going on with his, because he actually has a heavy duty clutch, like this nice ACT bad boy right here. And the problem is, from the factory, Z32, I think S13, 14, and even SR, they all come with this stamped fork. And well, when you have a lot of pressure from a heavy duty clutch, the stamped fork is going to bend. As you see, it's only like a 1/4 inch thick. But you go to the 350Z, and you know, this is the guy she tells you not to worry about. This is a thick boy, and there's no sense in this thing flexing. If this thing flexes, it's going to snap in half. That's just the perks of cast. This thing is very rigid. Potentially upgrade in his future. They're pretty affordable. I honestly recommend it on every transmission, but it's also an extra $80 that you have to spend. I only do it when I'm really like building a car for something, not like a stock application. Also, when you install these, you have to adjust your clutch pedal. As you can see here, your pivot ball, well, this one's a little shrimp. This one's like this long, so this one's short to make up for the thickness. So to adjust your clutch pedal, this is gonna probably be kind of tough to show. You see that nut in between that silver fork? That little nut, you actually want to back it off of the back side, because there's two that you work against each other to tighten that fork. So in other words, we need to crack it loose. We need to thread it outwards, leftwards, so it comes towards us, and then we get less play in the pedal. You always want a little bit of play. There's probably an inch here. You want maybe 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch at the absolute least. That nut cracked loose. Now we just have to sit here painstakingly turning this rod. I'll be so upset if I'm spinning this the wrong way. Thread our nut back on. So I actually think we are going the wrong way, so let's back it out and readjust. Hopefully we get you squared away now. I think the clutch feels a little bit tighter, like it's got like an extra 1/2 inch of travel. For a better representation for you guys of the master cylinder, here's the nut that we cracked loose. There's actually not a nut on the back side. That's only like aftermarket models. This is actually a threaded fork. So this you loosen, and then you adjust this to the right pedal throw. Like I said, you want like a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. You don't want it to where it doesn't travel back at all, because then your master cylinder is never going to return all the fluid, and it's constantly going to build pressure, and one day you're going to lose your clutch when you're going out to eat with your girlfriend 15 miles away, then you're going to have to double clutch your way home. Don't be like me. Now that we got all the major things situated and this car's ready to run and get them to work and home, we are actually going to switch out these nose panels. We're going to get an emblem on this bad boy, even though the hood's up, a little before and after. From 1990 to 1991. If you didn't know, 91 and 96 came with badges on your nose panel, when us 1990s are just flat.
Thank you.
Right on. Well, I hope she all works good for you. Just let me know how she goes, and shifter definitely feels better. Hopefully he gets the hang of the, you know, the notchiness of the Z-Trans, especially with the shifter working appropriately now. He should be able to figure it out in no time. There was an unreasonable amount of play in that thing. I'll have to see if I can replicate it for you guys with some stuff that I have, but yeah, it almost looked like the shifter wasn't hooked up. Safe travels, my dude. You got a while.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Anytime. Love it. Now we need to see if we can start getting him over here a little bit more, and maybe we can film some content. I don't have really anyone to film content with as much as I want to so badly. Everyone's just always busy, so I take what I can get. If any of you guys are from Indiana, just hit me up. Like, seriously, even if you're the next state over, hit me up. Let's freaking plan. Let's do something. I love to drive my Z. Like, this is my life. I sit here and work every day. Not only do I work every day, it kind of stresses me out because, you know, we're trying to build a channel. We're trying to defy the odds. I just heard him shift into fourth. It took him a while. I think he figured it out. Seriously, hit me up for a cruise. Let's plan an event. Let's plan something. Let's bring us together. Let's get out and drive these 1990s crap boxes. As much as I love them, they're crap boxes. I'm so ready to do stuff. Honestly, I kind of chalked it up halfway through the day working on his car. We're not really gonna get the motor out today on that Silver Z. I'm sorry, but things just took too much of a toll on me with this green car. I'm kind of sick right now just knowing that that motor's not good and we have to spend who knows how much to fix it or even just rebuild another block. Pretty unfortunate, I know. But before we finish up today, maybe we can try to get the car up here. It's at least in a position that I can back up and, you know, haul it up here. The last video I stated I drove over a board after we went and picked up this green Z, and it actually popped the tire or put a hole in my front tire of my daily over here. We went and bought a tire plug kit and we need to repair this. Brian said no issue, we're all good. Looks like the Z's fixed. For any of you who don't know, this little white wire that comes off the side of your battery is what powers the cabin of your car. If you have any issues with this or not a good connection, you're gonna have issues inside your cabin. The more you know. Now we're all hooked up. Let's fire this beast up. See, have we lost much air since yesterday? Nope, maybe we're parked on the hole. Shoot, it'd be ideal if we didn't even have a hole at all and somehow our tire was just crazy low, but I'm not holding my breath. Every time, fires right up, never gets old. The clear coat on my car absolutely drives me insane. Coincidentally enough, Brad, which is who we help over in Upland on the VR4 and Z31 and stuff, he actually knows how to paint, and he's painted quite a few times. He's mentioned in trading work previously, so who knows, maybe we'll actually just trade where we go over there maybe 2 days a week, one day for body work and another day to work on his car, so we can kind of even it out. Who knows? If we were to paint the Z, what color should we paint it? Drop it in the comments below. I'm kind of stuck between a red with a lot of flake or like a darker kind of gunmetal gray. I'd love yellow, but I'm not doing all those jams and stuff. So who knows? Maybe keeping it red's practical, but please drop it below. Let me know what you think. Let's change that wheel. Forgot I had to go get the block of wood to get this thing off the ground. Pop her off. So my goal here, we're just going to get some soapy water and we're going to spray it on the tire once we get it off so we can find out if it's got a leak. Part of me just hopes, you know, there's no leak and I just went and bought a, you know, tire plug kit for no reason. But there's one way to find out, and I see a hole right there. That's probably it. Still got air from the last time. Let's go grab us some soapy water and see what comes out of this. We're now back with a little bit of water. Now let's see what the verdict is. I'm gonna have to say that there's air coming out of that. Will another bubble form? I know I probably need this to settle a little bit. Let's check the tire pressure and see if that's the issue. Now we're pumping it up to 40 psi, so if there is any escaping air, we will know 100% sure. Probably been here spinning this tire for 10 minutes now, just dumping water on it. There's nowhere that's showing any signs of leakage, and that is the only discrepancy I can find on this tire. Because you'd think if anywhere it would be worn out, it'd be over here on the edge where it took the corner off. This is why you want to have a good alignment. Well, I think we're just going to put it back on for now. We're going to monitor our tire pressure the next couple of days, kind of see what's going on. There's no sense in dang near just wanting a hole to be in my tire. We just need to be happy that we don't have a hole in our tire and just, you know, move on. I guess I was excited to have to repair it. That was a big F for this whole ordeal. Oh well, I guess it's better to not have an issue than to have an issue. I was just ready to solve some problems today. Sitting like a beaut. Now, to polish off this video, I think we're just gonna wrap it up. We're gonna tow our Silver Z. We need to get it up, at least in this kind of general area, where we can push it to where we want it, or at least get it to where we can push it where we want it. Oh yeah, we'll fix that tow hook right up. Thing's seen better days. All right. Got my help out here. Needed someone to steer. Oh, perfect. Let's give her a tow. Is the coast clear? Are we gonna make it? Hey, you're looking the wrong way. It looks like we have. We got maybe 8 inches. We doing good? We doing good, boss? That's not good. Yep. I don't know if the GoPro picks it up well, but it was supposed to rain all day today. What is she doing? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Thank you, work truck. We're all settled for the day, at least. Well, you guys, I think that's probably gonna wrap it up for this video. Now, the next video, you can expect us to tear this down. We're gonna get the motor out. Honestly, right now, our plans are to time it, refresh it all, make it nice, make it turbo, you know, try to get it ready so we can just have a motor ready to directly swap over here into our 95. That's our plans. Hopefully it all pans out well. We managed to make good work or good time on this video today with a single day video. I'm gonna try to do this more often. I didn't anticipate that turbo being like that today, but then again, I'm ecstatic that this at least panned out. And well, I got a core, I guess. It's one way to look at it. We at least got all the other goodies and at worst a part out, but we don't plan on doing that. So yeah, let's wrap it up here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe down below if you like the content and you want to stay tuned for more Nissan or Z32 related content. We will catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Now this one's for you guys that actually watch all of my videos. Thank you again for all of you that do. And for those of you who don't, you guys are missing out on some big stuff. We have had some thoughts about what to do with this chassis. So part of me wants to go a little buck wild and wants to swap full body harness, full harness everywhere into my slick top to make a 4-wheel steer electric Hikes slick top with a twin turbo swap. I also like the fact that it's a 95. I can program keyless entry to this, so I also would love to do that. I could just have a key fob on my Z. That is a big, and I mean big, ask. Like, that's a lot of work. So it's gonna be quite a commitment. I don't really know. I've had the idea. I don't know if this was an option for the slick top. Maybe for the actual 96 to 2001 or whatever, 2002 that they were made. I just know the 96 are like not desirable. I got the slow motor in my daily, so I don't want to do OBD2 nothing. This is the only OBD1 I think that falls in that era of electric Hikes and has the keyless entry. So I'm on the fence. Do I swap this all into my car, make it work, or do we just engine swap type thing and leave everything else to suit? So please let me know in the comments below, you guys. I'm dying to know. That'll be a ton of content for you if that is something that you guys really want to see. And we can be some test dummies to figure out kind of what we need to do to make something like this work. And potentially other people could do something like that in the future. So again, just drop it in the comments below. Let me know what you think. I've got a little bit of time to stew on this in between then. So just let me know. Thanks again. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.